is what I introduced you to my guitar room. I got some cool stuff in here. Start with this one first. Just a cheap Firefly guitar. They look pretty cool. 339 style, 335 style. Locking tuners that I put on it. All gold stuff. Gold hardware. I think it looks cool. These are all Nico 3 pickups that I hand wound. The only all Nico 3s that I have. They sound good, real vintage sounding, real open, airy sounding, with the Summit hollow body, or the hollow body. So just a cheap Firefly guitar. Alright, next we'll go this one up here. I love this green color. It's a Gibson Firebird. Love the green. Antiquity, Seymour Duncan Antiquity in the bridge. DiMarzio in the neck. Ceramic magnets, real beefy. I like just a little more power in the neck for rhythms and stuff. Squier Affinity Telecaster. They just came out with these recently. I like the color on it. I love that burgundy mist, I think it is. It's so cool. This bridge is solid bell brass. Handmade. Well, hand CNC cut and all that. I guess it ain't handmade. But it ain't molded or nothing like that. It's cut out with a CNC machined. Kuniff magnet. Fender pickup, Fender copy of the Kuniff magnet one, but they're just regular magnets. All Nico. I love these old 70s looking amp knobs. Those are so cool. Oh, and I got a 20dB boost on there. And a charging port, so I can charge the rechargeable battery. This one is really cool. This is an S2 single cut, Summit hollow. I repainted the thing because I didn't like the paint that was on it. It just looked horrible. It was a blue color. And it's starting to wear and stuff now. Just a real thin layer of nitro on there. There's a sting on the neck that I left. The original color is what the headstock is. It was like a dark blue, almost black. The paint job was horrible. It had like a line from the factory straight down the back. Like they taped it off or something and painted one half and then painted the other half with clear coat or something. I don't know what they did. I got the guitar on a pretty good discount. And I got tired of looking at it, so I sanded it. And now it shines. And I'm pretty good with nitro. I've painted my whole life, so. But I've used it I've had it for 3-4 years now, and it's starting to wear through. I want it to wear through on it. It looks cool. This one I made from scratch. I bought mahogany wood, cut it out, made the neck, everything. I still need to get a few pieces of truss rod cover. I need to make a back cover. I just haven't had time to do it. The first time I ever did binding though, and it's even got fret nibs like a Gibson. The only thing I screwed up on is the one string up here, it's just over a little far. It kind of rubs on the other tuner, just slightly. Actually, it's not even really touching it, but it's close. For over tuners, locking tuners. I put locking tuners on everything. I love locking tuners. This is my Fender Lead. I bought this off Stratosphere, the body. And I think I know why they put it on Stratosphere, because it's heavy. It's a little heavier than most, all their bodies that I've had. But I don't mind it. It's not too bad. Solid rosewood neck. I love rosewood. all my guitars have rosewood fingerboards. I'm not really into maple too much, but I love the solid rosewood. I got a solid rosewood Telecaster neck too. I just don't have it on anything right now. I haven't found a guitar, a Telecaster that I really like that I wanted on the body anyways. I'll find one eventually or I'll make one. This one here is like a Stevie Ray Vaughan kind of relic type guitar. Nitro. All nitro finish. What finish is left on it anyway. And it's got a piezo saddles. If you want to do like acoustic. Everything's aluminum bridge plate, aluminum jack plate, Tone Ninja locking tuners. The neck is from an '89 Squier bullet neck, which is kind of cool. It's got some good figuring on the neck. Oh, that bridge plate is so cool. It's like an eagle flying, gold brass. Oh, that was cool. Alright, then we got this one here's a Les Paul style guitar, Firefly, kind of like a Black Beauty. I'm telling you, you can't beat these Fireflies for how cheap they are. These are just cheaper pickups that I picked up somewhere. I haven't had time to wind any lately. I've wound hundreds of pickups though. I just don't have any more time to do it. I'm kind of into making pedals more now and working on amps. I love building amplifiers. I'd rather do that than anything. Jazzmaster. Pickups I wound. I had to do a lot of work to these bridges. I just don't like the Jazzmaster bridge. And they make better bridges, but they're expensive. But just a Jazzmaster. I got this thing cheap at Guitar Center because it was dinged up in the back. I think somebody dropped it or something. It took like $100 or something off. So I can't complain. I don't mind a few nicks and dings. Still plays. All that matters to me. And then we got the Fender Strat. I don't play during the winter. I don't know if the necks twist a little bit in the winter or something, but it always goes out of whack during the winter. Then when spring and summer comes back around, it's fine. I can adjust the truss rod, it just doesn't feel right to me during the winter time. So I don't play it much. The activator pickup in the bridge. And I think this is a Fender Player Series humbucker in the neck. I think I got it out of another guitar or something. I like the way it sounds. It's very bright sounding. It's really a bridge pickup, but I put it in the neck because I like the brighter bridge. Or the neck pickup, I mean. Now I'll show you one of my guitars in the case. This case here is this old Squier case from like the 80s. But my PRS fits in there perfectly. CE24 satin black neck. I love it. This bridge was custom made, CNC machined, made. Now it's not one of the molded ones. It's the actual machine bridge. I think Killer Guitar Components makes these. They do good work. The screws, like the intonation screws, are set into the actual bridge. The other one, the screws like literally would flop around in there. I had to change it. I couldn't stand it. It would go out of intonation all the time. Now it's freaking solid. I got it right now. I got it blocked down at the body though. I got wood back here. Look how shiny that brass block is. Got a really nice brass block. Yeah, but Killer Guitar Components, they do great work. He machines everything. Makes the saddles, everything. Alright, now let's take a look at some amps. These are only part of my amps. I got more. This one here is probably one of my favorite amps that I have. Well, I made anyway. The lighting's not very good there. The lighting. Anyway, it's an old 70s Rickenbacker solid state amp that I turned into a tube amp. This is just aluminum for the plate. And it sounds really good though. Cathode biased, 6V, 2 6V6, 3 12AX7s, kind of like a Princeton. And it's the reverb tank in it is out of a Marshall that I have, a JCM 800 Marshall. The board went bad, so I turned it into a JCM 2204, JCM 800 2204, and it's all hand wired now. So I took the reverb tank out of there and used the reverb transformer and put it in this one. This is a Gibson GA19 RVT. It's like a 62 or 63, I believe. Not 100% sure. It might be a 64. But it's a great amp. Somebody painted it black. I cleaned it all off and now it has the brown Tolex back. I like the brown Tolex. I like to keep things as original as possible in the way they look. Alright, then the next one. This amp right here is great for country music, cleaner type stuff. It really doesn't go into overdrive until you crank it loud, and it's so loud you can't sit in the room with it. But it's a good amp. Weird thing about this one is it's got a transformer for the phase inverter, which is the first time I've ever seen that. I've worked on a lot of amps, but it's a good amp. I changed out some of the capacitors, some of the resistors. When I first got it, it sounded horrible. I made the input more like a Fender amp. And there's all my pedals that I'm working on. These are all like prototypes or PCB boards that I bought and put together. I don't put them in boxes until I play them for a little bit and see if I like them. But there's ones that all went into boxes. I just haven't put knobs on some of them. I play them for a while before I fully put them all together. And there's my pedal board. Tuner, wah. I love that force field, TC Electronics force field. That is a good compressor. I did a couple little mods to it. Changed out some of the power supply, electrolytic capacitors. Changed out a couple of the tone caps. It sounds great now. I probably use that more than anything. And then I got the Warden. It's got more of a, it's more like a studio type compressor. More character to it. It sounds good for country stuff. This one right here is like a Klein with different clipping options. That one right there. It sounds really good. I have a real Klein, so I built this one to be very close to it. With a little bit more drive. Put different diodes in it to give it a little more drive. This one here is, it's just like a regular overdrive pedal that I've been working on. It sounds really good. It's a different kind of overdrive. It's more of a, I don't know, it's hard to explain, like OCD type drive. And then there's a reverb pedal that I made. It sounds just like a spring reverb. You bump it and it makes sounds like it's got a spring in it. It's so cool. When you plug it in, it thumps like a spring. And the rest of these are all just pedals that I'm working on. Oh, there's my Klein over there. I keep it up there so it doesn't get messed up, scratched up. I don't use it all that much anymore. I use it once in a while. It's a good pedal. I got a couple clones that I think sound just as good, and I don't have to worry about getting scratched up and crap. Oh, one more thing. This here is 9 pedals in one. I got reverb, chorus, 3 different overdrives, I can't remember what the one is, like a harmonizer pedal or something. Just a bunch of different stuff, and they're just to fiddle around with. You can run them together, or you can just plug into each one separately. It's pretty cool, and they run all off the same power supply. Well, that's my guitar room.